You're always forgiving in the relationship or in the marriage. You're always the one forgiving. You're always the one, taking the financial responsibility. You're always the one looking out for them. In fact, you practically carry the marriage or the relationship. And you think it's going to make them see you, in a good way. You think it's going to help you. That's the worst thing you will ever do to yourself. Because actually, it brings out the worst in the person you're doing it for. Let's face facts. You cannot love someone to becoming what they are not. You think the love you're giving to someone will make them change and become what they are not. It will never make them. They will never. Instead, they will resent. They will abuse the situation. They will take advantage of whatever you're doing. That is just human nature for you. So is there someone beside you, or you're in a relationship now and you're the person doing practically everything to keep the relationship going, to keep the marriage going, and you think those of your acts will actually make them change? Please, it is time to tell yourself the truth. Let me tell you a story. Ada and Joseph is in a marriage. They are married. They're actually married. Ada will cook. Ada will provide financially. Ada will check up, on Joseph, whether he's at work, whether he's, somewhere, or whether, in fact, she practically checks up on him every minute of the day. What does Joseph do? Nothing. With time, he believes in his mind that this is Ada's work. Do you know what happened one day? The Ada fell very sick. And in this situation where it is her job to actually check, or in the relationship, they've given her the job. She practically collected the job of, doing everything for both her and Joseph. She was very sick, and they said Joseph didn't even know that the person checking up on him is actually sick. She's actually dying in a hospital, and the sole husband didn't even check up. It's not a funny situation, but this is practically what Ada have trained Joseph to become. I used to say that whether in a relationship, whether in marriage, at times draw back, watch your partner before you train, a beast in form of a human being. Just like I said, Ada was dying, but Joseph is already foaming that he's not being checked up on. Indirectly, he has given Ada the job of checking up on both of them, because it means even the Ada that is sick, You know, you're supposed to check up on yourself. This is what most of our women does. They are sick. Before the day runs out, they're looking for food for everybody, for their husbands, for everybody in the house. You will see some people. I used to see some of those videos. Someone will make it before I go to the hospital to give birth. You know, the person is trying to cook. The person is trying to take care of the household before she goes to the hospital. You know, a story is being told of a woman that went to the hospital. They told her her blood pressure is very high, that she needs to stay back. And she said, according to the hospital, that when the husband comes back from work, that there will be nothing for him to eat. So he has to go to the market. She has to cook before going to the hospital for the bed rest that the hospital required. But what happened? She didn't make it through. The same husband who actually learned to live without her. And you see, in this case, I don't even blame the man. Why? I blame, you know, the women that even in their, you know, darkest moments that they need help, they need care, they believe that love they're showing to their partner, you know. I don't know, is it what will make, I don't know what is in, you know, what is going on in their mind when they do this kind of things. Please, just listen. I'm not saying you should measure your love. I'm not saying you should measure what the man is giving you or measure whose love is more. But at times, in some situations, it will open up your eyes to see that actually you are alone. That actually you are alone, and it's not a place for a woman to see herself. Loving is good. I mean, sacrificing is good. But while you're doing it, check if your partner is worth it and is giving back. I mean, love should be reciprocal. Love is reciprocal. It's not supposed to be one-sided, unless one day you will burn out. One day you will burn out. Even Jesus, I don't know, are we trying to become, are you Jesus? Because at times, I feel like these people, I mean, those women especially, are trying to do more. They're trying to do more than a human being is supposed to do. You know, because with time, you will get hurt. You will see that the person doesn't even bother that you're hurt. Because you're always the person checking their faces, asking what is wrong. Then when your emotions are being hurt, they still expect you to do what? To pretend like everything is okay. At times, you even see that you're breathing in narcissists, because when you get angry, they already believe that you're not supposed to. You know, the privilege of getting angry is only, you know, reserved for them. You will not learn how to live without anybody caring how you feel, and this is not a good place to be. Don't give too much. I mean, when it comes to marriage and relationship, don't give too much to a man. It will turn back to hurt you. I mean, the hurt will be so severe You know, that is why at times you see some women, it will be like they have turned to what a human being is not supposed to turn to. They are so angry with everything around them. They are so angry with men. They are so angry with life. And when you dig deep, you will see that those women has been hurt so much. I mean, the major part of their love life is that they are giving and giving to someone that doesn't appreciate them. And when finally everything falls apart, maybe, let me just say finally, when they get to their senses, their self-esteem is already damaged. And they will now believe that, yeah, this is how men are. But my sister, it is not. You gave room for your value and your self-esteem to be reduced to zero because you're loving and giving too much, especially to someone who doesn't give, you know, any damn about you. Why? At times I used to ask, is it that you're not loved at home? Even if you're not loved at home, love yourself. Love yourself so much that you believe that in this life, you know, there is nobody that is better than you. At times, you know, these men, or will I say, people treat you, when you're in a relationship, they treat you the way you treat yourself. You see people when they're sick, they're running around to cook. They're cooking for their partner, they're cooking for their children, they're doing everything they're supposed to be doing, even though they're sick. And you ask yourself, if you're sick, will the person look at you like someone who needs to be taken care of? That is one thing you should ask yourself. Since when you're sick, you'll be able to do everything you're supposed to do. Will your partner now see that when you are sick, you need to be taken care of? So, please, when loving someone, whether in marriage or relationship, ask yourself, what I am giving, is it being reciprocated? This is not pride. It is not revenge. It is not measuring love. It is simply called self-value. It is simply valuing yourself. It is simply treating yourself like you will want others to treat you. Even the Holy Book says that you should love others just like you will love yourself. And my question for you, do you love yourself enough to give people, you know, the way, or to show people the way they should love you? Value yourself today. Don't treat men better than they treat you.